Hello. Good evening. I've, I've just looked at the numbers, and I probably shouldn't have done. There are 5,000 people in the live YouTube stream. I have no idea about Facebook. I've not put the bits and pieces up. I'll do those in a bit. But good evening. Welcome. Thank you very much to what this is just absolutely mental, absolutely crazy. This started off as just a little quiz for local people around here that I used to go up against and used to play with, and it snowballed out of nowhere. I don't even know how it's ended up like this, but thank you so much for coming along. Thank you so much for coming through to the quiz. Thank you for joining me here. I'm live here in Darwin. In a little while when I do the quiz I will stand up, but for now I'm just trying not to shake with the sheer volume of people that's here. It's incredible. So thank you so much. It's been the most surreal week. Lockdown from Monday night when work finished me and said, that's it, we're shut, to thinking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So, yeah, good evening, everyone. It's absolutely crazy. Thank you so much for coming along. So what we're going to do is just, you're probably a little bit ahead of you, so it's 7:51 at the minute. When it's just before 8 o'clock, I want to break off. So I want to say hello to everyone first and make sure you can all get on the stream. Make sure that you're all with me so that we can, and everything's working. That's the most important thing. The comments on the right hand side, I can't even read. They're going that fast up through that. It is absolutely crazy. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us. Listen, if you to do this every week, I genuinely don't mind. I love hosting quizzes. I recently finished in a pub I had with my business partner here, and when it came to the last ever quiz in there, we sat and worked it out for the years that I've been doing quizzes, and that was my 250th. And some of the quiz teams will be in here tonight. Some of them will be with me. They'll be in the comments taking the mick, no doubt, as they know what I'm like. But it was my 250th, and at the time I said, last quiz. I said I wouldn't be doing this again, and yet, well, here I am. I'm with all of you. 15,000 people. This is insane. So what we're going to do, let's say we'll take a short breather. I urge everyone, please go outside and take part in the cheer for the NHS. I read an article online about the lady who set this off, the NHS cheer. So really, please do. From the bottom of my heart, my wife works for the NHS. She's here with us in the living room, and also my flatmate as well, housemate. They're both playing along. They don't know. They've not had any of the questions. I've written this all on my own. So yeah, this is just insane. So yeah, when we get into the quiz, I won't be whittering on as much as I am now, and trying to find some words. Thankfully, I have got a very, very stiff drink. This isn't water, I can assure you. So give us a couple of hours and we'll be fine. But yeah, so I can only see YouTube at the minute. I know from what I can see on my other screen, I've got a big screen behind me. That's going mental as well, but I don't know how many people we've got on Facebook. But the world record for an online virtual quiz was 1,060. We're at 22,000 on YouTube, so I think it's safe to say that we may have beaten that. But yeah, thank you. I'd love to give you some of you shout outs, but it's just scrolling like mad, and I can't even pick up on. There's somebody there from the USA. I saw that go up. Global. We're not just the UK. So hello across the world, and thank you so much for joining us. Like I say, I'm now special. I'm just an idiot who reads questions to people in a pub and just has a laugh. The quiz teams that know me know that I go by the handle of the least professional quiz host in Darwin. I think tonight it's going to be the least professional quiz host in the world. So, I might give away an answer or two by mistake, but listen, it's for fun. And that's the most important thing about this tonight. This is for fun. The C word is banned. And I'm not talking about the root C word, obviously. The other word, the C word, no talk of what is going on. This is a release for everyone to forget about the fact that, yes, we're all trapped in our houses at the moment and we can't go out and do the things that we'd normally do. Tonight is not about that. This is about having a laugh, competing against your friends and family through what I've seen through some of the comments and messages through FaceTime and all the other apps and stuff that you've got out there. So this is all about you guys. This is all about have a laugh, compete against your friends and family, put the phones away, don't Google. I've done it's been quite hard writing this quiz tonight because I didn't want to make it too easy and I didn't want to make it too hard. But I have no idea who's actually out here watching. So something for everyone. And as Chris Tarrant used to say, it's only easy if you do know the answer. So put the phones away. Don't Google. There's no point in Googling because you're only going up against yourselves tonight. And I say, if you want this to carry on, please, let me know. I'm quite happy to do this every single Thursday night until we're not in lockdown anymore. I think, with the guys who are, watching this on YouTube, I think, the subscribers have gone absolutely mental. So you'll all get the notifications. What I want to do, if you do want to carry us on, and I can't stress this enough, I'm just keeping an eye on the time, can't stress this enough. The Facebook event was originally set up, as I say, for a local event. What I've learned quite quickly is if you want it to be just a local event, don't sit there and make it public, because then this happens. So what I've done is I have created a virtual pub quiz page, which if you guys do want this to carry on, I will put it on, and I will I'll put the post up in the event once you've got those details, and I'll put it in the YouTube channel as well. Once we've got everyone who wants to carry on, move across. I know there's been a glitch with some photos, no control over that. It's a glitch with Facebook. It's not something we've pulled across. It's not something that we've done. So I genuinely wanted to know where and why it's happened. Facebook can give me any answer. They just said it's a glitch with public posts. So it's not something I have done myself. I keep saying it's only me. I keep trying to put some people behind me to back me up on this, but it is only me with this pub quiz. So yeah, thank you very much, bottom of my heart. I am just keeping an eye on time, and I am just wittering, and yeah, all I can do is say thank you. I wanted to try and give you guys some shout outs, but I can't actually keep up with any of them. It just, by the time I read one, it's gone. So yeah, all I can really say is thank you very, very much. So I've just had a Sky News alert to let me know that the clap for the NHS is coming any minute. I do, once everyone comes back in, so we'll give you, stay logged into the live stream, take yourselves to your windows, your balconies, your doors, and make sure you do shout and cheer and scream as loud as you can. We're going out, we'll be doing it as well from here, where we are. We've got neighbours and stuff. We know they're going out. So yes, I won't be on camera for a couple of minutes because we want to take part in that as well. When I come back, I do have a small little tribute that I do want to say as well, because I've got a lot of people, friends in retail and stuff like that I do want to have a chat with. I do want to sort of say thank you to them as well. And then around about 8:15, get yourself settled, get yourselves a very, very, very stiff gin, which I've got on the minute. And yeah, we'll get the quiz going. One thing I do want to say very, very quickly before we do, on the chat, there may be some families playing. I've seen the messages during the week. There may be some families playing. So if we can just keep the chat on both, on Facebook, and because I can't moderate it, I can't keep up with one, let alone thousands. So if we can just keep the chat as clean as possible, because there may be kids, and I know a lot of people are putting it up on the TVs to share with their families. So please, from me, if we can just keep it as clean as possible in the chat. I'm trying my best not to swear. So yeah, if you can just keep it as clean as possible, I do very much appreciate that. But yeah, so we've got, by my reckoning, from me, I've got about a minute and a bit. So if you do want to start making your way to get yourselves to your windows, get yourselves to your doors, open your doors, get wherever you're going to do this massive and very much appreciated round of applause and a cheer. And we will be back. I'm leaving the stream on, so although I won't be here, the stream will be on. So if you want to take yourselves away, I don't want you guys to miss out on that. And then I'll be back shortly, and we'll get this quiz going. But thank you very much for joining me. I need a minute after that. Here in Dublin, that was insane. I mean, where I live, we've got a few houses around us, and then you can see that up into the hills. You can see, sort of down towards town, and that it was actually quite moving, to be fair. I hope everyone sort of got involved in that. That was really, really, really moving. That you could hear it across Darwin, and that was absolutely incredible. That really was really incredible. So yeah, I hope everyone managed to get involved in that where you were. That was absolutely superb. But what I wanted to do before we get into the quiz as well. My wife works for the NHS, so I know how hard everyone's working in the NHS at the moment. But I'm from a retail background, and I've got a lot of friends who work for Sainsbury's and Asda and Tesco's and stuff, and those guys, they're facing stuff that they've never had to face before. And it's not just you've got the retail workers, you've got the logistics drivers who are up and down the country making sure that we've still got food and stuff on the shop, on the shelves. It's just absolutely, everyone out there who is trying to do everything. We might be sat here on lockdown and what have you, but those guys out there as well who are still working hard. They're still going to try and make sure that we can all keep going. And I think they deserve a round of applause and a clap for them as well. It's absolutely superb what they're doing. I've spoken to a couple of friends of mine in retail over the last couple of days, and they say they're on their knees, but they keep going. And they're taking a lot of abuse in there. They're taking a lot of people going, why haven't you got this? Why haven't you got that? And fair play to them. Keep going. And we're all, these people are all behind you. Say from the NHS all the way through, we are all absolutely behind you, and we appreciate everything that everyone's doing. So you guys are the true legends out there. You guys who are still working, still going. So thank you very much. One of the things that has come up quite a bit this week, and I know I sort of tried to gauge some risks around it, was in terms of donating. And this is the only time I'm going to mention this tonight about donating. We thought about doing, with the reach and what we've got, we thought about, could we do something for the greater good for everyone and help out people. What we decided to do was, I think it's best that if you enjoy this tonight, and if you used to go to a quiz, it's entirely up to you. So what I would say is, if you have enjoyed it, donate what you would normally donate. Okay. So if you used to pay £1 to go and play your quiz, during the week, donate that to someone who could really, really use it around. There are thousands and thousands of charities. I've had a lot of messages saying, could you mention this one or that one? And as much as I'd love to mention all of the ones that have messaged, I really don't want to single anyone out, because it means someone else misses out. So if you could do me a massive, if you have enjoyed this tonight and you want to donate something, donate it to anyone that you feel, a charity that you feel could really, really benefit from it. And I think that will benefit more people rather than us trying to sort of monitor something, because I don't think we'd be able to cope with it. So I think, you know, go for what you want to do, go for who you want to donate for. And as I said before we went out for the NHS cheer, if you want this to carry on, we'll carry on. You know, I've got nothing to do for the next few weeks, so you know, I'm more than happy to carry on and just do this every Thursday night. There's a lot. The idea came from, I say, from trying to entertain my own pub quiz teams, and I didn't actually realise that other people have been trying to do this, and I have no idea why this has gone more viral than other people who have been, you know, trying to get this out there. So for me, it's you know, it's entirely up to, you know, if you want it to carry on. But I'm a humble person, you know. There are other pub quizzes that are going on every night of the week, and you know, I'd love them to you know, everyone to, you know, you've got something to do every night of the week. I think there's a guy, if you search for him on Facebook, I think there's a guy who's doing virtual karaoke, which is an absolutely brilliant idea. I love a bit of a sing song every now and again. I think, you know, these are the kind of things that will keep us from going absolutely mentally insane. So, you know, I do, you know, if you want me to keep this going, more than happy to. Sorry, I've just seen a thing that's just gone up. Facebook's up to 54,000, which I think in total, I think that means that sorry, rather random thing. That would mean that we're over 100,000 people across both of the streams. So, you know, thank you so much. I'd never expected this. I really didn't. It's just snowballed and gone mental. So your quiz then tonight, I'll start it shortly. I'll let everyone get themselves settled. So you've got about 7 minutes if you want to grab yourselves a drink. So I've got 50 questions, split over 5 rounds. So we'll kick off with a traditional pub quiz staple of science and nature. We will then go to TV and film. We will then go to music. We will then take a short break so you can charge your glasses and make sure you're ready for the second round, for the second half. We've got a history round, but don't worry, it is not about, oh, can you name this person or that person? We'll be looking for a year on each of those, and then we'll finish with a general knowledge 10 questions. Like I say, put your phones away. This is just going to be for fun. It's not for, you know, I know you're all competing at home and you're competing with your neighbours. I saw a comment earlier, or a message earlier, saying that they're sat in the beautiful weather in the garden and they're competing against the neighbours across the fence, which is fantastic. It's just brought so many people out, and you know, I really can't thank everyone enough for coming along and joining in. It's just far exceeding my expectations. It really is. And yeah, so it's fantastic. So 5 minutes if you want to grab yourselves a drink, get yourselves comfortable, get yourselves settled, and in about 5 minutes time we will get the first 30 questions up and running. And I'll try and see if I can get through some of these comments and some of these shout outs, which I really can't keep up with. No. I'll see if I can. If you do want this to carry on next week, I need to get somebody on board to sort of watch the comments so that they can feed them across, so that I can give give some comments and give some shouts in some way, shape, or form. Hi to the Netherlands. Okay, hi, good evening. So that's the United States I've seen, and I've seen the Netherlands as well. So good evening across the world. This is completely and utterly mad. See, it slows down slightly and then it just shoots up again. So I really can't keep up. But thank you, all the messages that are coming through, even the bad ones. Do you know what? You know, even the bad ones. I did say before, though, I have seen a couple of bad ones. Please, I know there are some families playing the quiz at home with kids and stuff. So if we can keep it as clean as possible in the chat, I would appreciate it. Just because there might be kids reading those as well. But if they can read them quicker than I can, they're doing a better job than me. So yeah, just try and keep it a bit clean. I don't know what Facebook's like. In fact, I dread to think what the comments are in Facebook. I will try and catch up with them tomorrow. I just saw a comment then, is that water? No, trust me, it's gin. It's gin from a local distillery based in Burnley. They're called Batch Distillery. They make some really incredible gins. So I've been using them for a while, but no, that is gin, and this is 55% as well. So we'll see how we get on for the second part of the quiz. Right.
The Ukraine.
Oh, apparently, my wife's just come to join me to have a look at the comments while I'm talking to you. We've got the Ukraine as well. So that's, I've seen the US, Egypt, New Zealand, Netherlands,
Argentina.
Ukraine, Argentina. Really? Wow. Wow. Okay. And the numbers are up to 75,000 people. Honestly, thank you so much for coming to join me in this, in what is absolutely crazy. This really is absolutely crazy.
Mongolia.
This is mental. So yeah, we're going to get the quiz going in about 3 minutes time. So grab yourselves a drink, get yourselves settled, get yourselves comfortable. And to answer a few of the questions that are scrolling through at high speed, yes, I am a Tottenham fan. I apologise, but listen, we've been this season, so you know, to be fair, you know, I'll take all the abuse I can get. We've been absolutely shocking. So, you know, and yeah, so Canada, yeah, so I've just seen a comment scroll through the comments, and I didn't see the name of it, but I'm assuming it's one of my old quiz teams, and it's just made me laugh. Yeah, I am a Tottenham fan. It wasn't by choice, but I'm still a proud Spurs fan, even though we're absolutely shocking.
Someone's just put FCU.
I know. We'll let it go. Okay, right, so we'll get the quiz going in about a minute and a half. So if you want to grab yourselves a drink, as quick as possible. And we will get going shortly. This is mad. This is the most surreal night of my life. And I've just realised I've been sitting on my leg for 5 minutes.
Where did you
All right, so we'll start in about a minute's time.
Someone's just commenting.
81,000 people have come along to join in a quiz. No, I've just seen someone else. No, it's not vodka, it's gin. Very much gin. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Okay. So another 30 seconds and we will get the quiz up and running. Get yourselves comfortable, get yourselves ready. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my 251st quiz. And so here we go then. Round one is science and nature. Make sure those phones are put away to one side. And here we go. Remember, I said these are a broad selection of questions, so here we go. Round one, science and nature, question one. So what is the largest internal organ in the human body? Oh, and also I've just thought about this. Don't put the answer in the comments as well, because that sort of spoils the fun for everyone. So yeah, don't put the answers in the comments as well. So question one is the largest internal organ in the human body. Question two, how many wings does a mosquito have? So how many wings does a mosquito have? Question three, approximately what percentage of the Earth's surface is covered by water? Is it 61%, 71%, or 81%? I've just seen the comments. Yeah, stop sticking the answers in the comments. Mind you, most of them are wrong answers, to be fair, in the comments. But yeah, stop sticking the answers in the comments. Yeah, so approximately, question 3, approximately what percentage of the Earth is covered by water? 61%, 71%, or 81%? Question 4, on which continent do giraffes naturally live in the world? So on which continent do giraffes naturally live in the world? Question 5, which English scientist is credited with inventing the World Wide Web? So question 5, which English scientist is credited with inventing the World Wide Web? No, it wasn't him.
Can't think.
Question 6, in which year was Concorde officially retired? So in which year was Concorde officially retired? Question 7, what came first, the zip or the Velcro? So what came first, the zip or the Velcro? Question 8, what is the Fahrenheit equivalent of 100 degrees Celsius? So what is the Fahrenheit equivalent of 100 degrees Celsius? For those who have said, can I turn off the comments? I'm trying to work out how. I really am trying to work out how in between questions. Question 9. Which has the largest wingspan of any living bird? So question 9, which has the largest wingspan of any living bird? And finally then for round 1, which element has the atomic number 1? Yeah, so I've just noticed in the comments, if you have got the I can't work out, turn them off from my end or stop them. But if you go full screen on your YouTube video, it should hide the comments for you if you are playing along. So round 2 then is TV and film. I've taken a few different bits and pieces for this one. So question 1, how many contestants are on each team in University Challenge? So how many contestants are on each team in University Challenge? Question 2, Who played Phileas Fogg in the 2004 film comedy version of Around the World in 80 Days? So who played Phileas Fogg in the 2004 film comedy version of Around the World in 80 Days? Question 3. Who played Rachel Green in the TV series Friends? So who played Rachel Green in the TV series Friends? Question 4. Which game show has been presented by the following presenters? Richard O'Brien, Ed Tudor-Pole, Stephen Merchant, and Richard Ayoade. There we go. See, I knew there was one coming. Richard Ayoade. Ayoade. So which game show has been presented by the following presenters? Richard O'Brien, Ed Tudor-Pole, Stephen Merchant, and Richard Ayoade. There's always one. Question 5. Men in Brown. So Men in Brown is a mini-series and sketch on which entertainment duo's current TV show? So Men in Brown is a mini-series and sketch on which entertainment duo's current TV show? Question 6. Who narrates Love Island? So question 6. Who narrates Love Island? Question 7. What was the name of Harry Potter's owl? So number 7. What was the name of Harry Potter's owl? Question 8. Who won Britain's Got Talent in June 2018? So question 8. Who won Britain's Got Talent in June 2018? Question 9. What was the name of the character played by Sean Bean in Game of Thrones? So what was the name of the character played by Sean Bean in Game of Thrones? Question 9. Question 10 even. Who played Doc Emmett Brown in the Back to the Future series? So who played Doc Emmett Brown in the Back to the Future series? So we'll do round 3 and then take a bit of a short break. And then what we'll do is we'll come back and mark the first 3 rounds. And then we'll do the final 2. So round 3 is all about music. And we start with question 1. Westlife broke the record of singles from a debut artist with 7 in a row. But who stopped them getting number 8? So Westlife broke the record of singles from a debut artist with 7 in a row. But who stopped them getting number 8? Question 2. What is the biggest selling album of all time in the UK? So what is the biggest selling album of all time in the UK? Question 3. Somebody to know, somebody to have, somebody to hold, it's easy to say, are the lyrics to which Lewis Capaldi song? So somebody to know, somebody to have, somebody to hold, it's easy to say, are the lyrics to which Lewis Capaldi song? Question 4. Which group released We Built This City in 1985? So which group released We Built This City in 1985? Question 5. Which country do AC/DC hail from? So which country do AC/DC hail from? Question 6. Which was the first single of the Kinks to reach number 1 in the UK? So which was the first single of the Kinks to reach number 1 in the UK? Question 7. She packed my bags last night. Pre-flight, 0 hour, 9 a.m. is the opening line to which Elton John song? So she packed my bags last night. Pre-flight, 0 hour, 9 a.m. is the opening line to which Elton John song? Question 8. The Clash were formed in which UK city? So the Clash were formed in which UK city? Question 9. Who won the first ever pop idol? So question 9. Who won the first ever pop idol? And then finally, for part 1, question 10. Elton John's Candle in the Wind is recognized as the biggest selling physical single of all time. But which song is recognized as the best selling digital only single? So Elton John's Candle in the Wind is recognized as the biggest selling physical single of all time. But which song is recognized as the best selling digital only single? Okay, so that is the end of part 1. It's a very short break. I need another drink. So we'll take a short break. So you can get together with however you're playing with your teams. See if you want to put some answers together. We'll come back. We'll mark the first 3 rounds, and then we'll do the final 2 rounds. So I will go and grab a drink, and I'll be back shortly. So, yeah, how are we all getting on? The wife's been watching some of the comments. I'd love to say that, yeah, all right, we'll go back and read some of them, but it might have been an issue with buffering, unfortunately. And if I started going, so does anyone need any more reading out? So sorry about that. We'll try and work a way of making sure that it doesn't sort of do that going forward. Just trying to catch up with. Can I turn the comments off from here? I don't want to. I'd prefer people to carry on commenting, but not sort of giving away the answers. But doesn't look possible. I love the fact that everyone wants to get involved, you know, more than anything. But let's have a look. If it makes it fun for everyone, and I can turn the comments off, obviously that would help people. Yeah. I'd have to do it for next time if we do it again. So if we do it again, thank you. If we do it again, then I'd have to turn the comments off, which I don't want to do because I do like the fact that, you know, it's interactive, and as much as I can't keep up with them, I'll be able to read them afterwards. But sorry, my wife sat going through comments, so. Right, so we'll give you another couple of minutes. So yeah, for the second, we'll go through the answers to these, but for the second part of the quiz, come on. I love the fact that you all want to be interactive, and I know that you all want to show, you know the answers and stuff, but you know, it would be great if, you know, for the second part of the quiz, everyone can give it a go. And have a look. So I'm just looking at different things, see if I can. I know, guys, that, you know, are playing the quiz and you're playing it against people and you know, doing it seriously. I get that, I really do. So for the second round, for the second part, please don't put the answers in. I know there'll be people who still do. There's 94,000 people on YouTube. I've no idea what we've got on Facebook. So, but yeah, for me, please, you know, for the second part, don't put the wrong answers in. You know, just put the wrong answers in. You know, that'll confuse everyone. Right. So if you are already at this point on an actual quiz, I'd turn around and say, if it were pen and paper, you know, swap your answer sheet with your. If you're, so I'd say swap, you know, your answer sheets over with the person who's next to you. So if you have got someone next to you and you're playing against each other, swap your answer sheets over. And then if you are competing, if you're not, well, then here we go. We'll go through your answers then from your first part of the quiz. We started with round one, which was science and nature. So what is the largest internal organ in the human body? That's a liver. So half the answers in the comments, and apparently my housemate as well got it wrong. But yeah, half the answers were wrong. So yeah, the first question, what is the largest internal organ in the human body? It is liver. Question 2, how many wings does a mosquito have? It's 2. The mosquito has 2 wings. Question 3, approximately what percentage of the Earth's surface is covered by water? 61, 71, or 81%? It's 71%. Question 4, which continent do giraffes naturally live in the world? It's Africa. Question 5, which English scientist is credited with inventing the World Wide Web? It was Sir Timothy Berners-Lee. You don't have to have the sir, although he is a sir, but you don't have to have the sir. Although you guys are marking it, so if you want to take points off for them not having sir, that's fine. Question 6. In which year was Concorde officially retired? It was 2003. So in which year was Concorde officially retired? It was 2003. What came first, the zip or the Velcro? Well, the Velcro came out in 1955, but the zip came out in 1913, which means the zip is your answer. So it was the zip that came first.
Not particularly.
What is the Fahrenheit? Question 8. What is the Fahrenheit equivalent of 100 degrees Celsius? 112 degrees Fahrenheit. Question 9. The largest wingspan of any living bird. It's an albatross. And finally, number 10, which element has the atomic number 1? It was hydrogen. So finally, number 10, the element that had the atomic number 1 is hydrogen. Okay. I really don't care about that. Question 2, TV and film. How many contestants are there on each team in University Challenge? It's 4. Question 2, who played Phileas Fogg in 2004 film comedy version of Around the World in 80 Days? It was Steve Coogan. Question 3, who played Rachel Green in the TV series Friends? It's Jennifer Aniston. Question 4, which game show was presented by the following presenters? Richard O'Brien, Ed Tudor-Pole, Steve Merchant and Richard Ayade. It was The Crystal Maze. Question 5, Men in Brown is a mini-series and sketch on which entertainment duo's current TV show? It's Ant and Dec's Saturday Night Takeaway. Question 6, who narrates Love Island? It's Ian Sterling. Question 7, the name of Harry Potter's owl is Hedwig. Question 8, who won Britain's Got Talent in June 2018? It was Lost Voice Guy. Ollie, whichever of those two you've got. Question 9, what was the name of the character played by Sean Bean in Game of Thrones? It was Eddard Ned Stark. And finally, question 10, who played Doc Emmett Brown in the Back to the Future series? It was Christopher Lloyd. Round 3 was music. Westlife broke the record of singles for a debut artist with 7 in a row, but who stopped them from getting number 8? It was the annoying Bob the Builder. Question 2, what is the biggest selling album of all time in the United Kingdom? It's Greatest Hits by Queen. Question 3, somebody to know, somebody to have, somebody to hold. It's easy to say. Are the lyrics to which Lewis Capaldi song? It's Someone You Loved. Question 4. Which group released We Built This City in 1985? It was Starship. Question 6. Which was the first single of the Kinks to reach #1 in the UK? It's You Really Got Me in 1964. Question 7. She packed my bags last night. Pre-flight, 0 hour 9 a.m. is the opening line to Rocket Man by Elton John. Number 8. The Clash were formed in which UK city? It's London. Oh, sorry. No, question 5. Which country did AC/DC hail from? It's Australia. We caught up. Oh, it's like one of my old quizzes. Question 5 was, which country do AC/DC hail from? It's Australia. There we go. Question 9. Who won the first ever pop idol? It was Will Young. And finally, for the first part, Elton John's Candle in the Wind is recognised as the biggest selling physical single of all time. But which song is recognised as the best selling digital only single? It's Shape of You by Ed Sheeran. Okay, I'll let you sort of top those up, put them together, give them back to if you have swapped them over with sheets, your sheets with other people. I'll let you give them back to them. Give it a couple of minutes. Yeah, just so you're aware, if we do this again, I will have the comments disabled on both, because with regards to the answers, I'm not bothered about the answers and stuff, but some of the things that a couple of people have put in, borderline offensive, to be honest. So I've got a thick skin. I don't really give a flying. So I'm not bothered, but it's more the people who are actually reading your comments. So hey ho, I'm not bothered. I'm really not. So we've got 2 rounds to go. I'll give you a minute or so just to get your answers back if you have got from other people. And then we've got history to come, round 4 of history. So it's a name the year for the historical event, and then a general knowledge round to finish off. Question 1 will give a bit of abuse, but hey, who cares? Right, so if everyone is ready, just start putting yes in the comments. I know I'm saying about disable the comments, but then at least I know everyone's ready to go. Gin is really awesome. Okay, I'll slow it down a little bit as well. Apparently, I think I've been going a little bit too quickly, but I'll slow it down for your last 20 questions. So we start round 4 with history. So we're looking for a year on each of these historical events. Okay, so question 1. In which year was Princess Diana born? So in which year was Princess Diana born? Question 2. In which year did the Channel Tunnel open? Question 3. Winston Churchill became Prime Minister for the first time in which year? So question 3. Winston Churchill became Prime Minister for the first time in which year? Question 4. The Millennium Dome was officially opened. So question 4. What year was the Millennium Dome officially opened? Question 5. Channel 4 launched across the United Kingdom. So Channel 4 launched across the United Kingdom. Question 6. A bomb exploded below the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York. So a bomb exploded below the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York. What year? Question 7. The first motorway, known as the Preston Bypass M6, opened in which year? So question 7. The first motorway, the Preston Bypass M6, opened in which year? Question 8. Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth was coronated in which year? Queen Elizabeth II. Forgot to put that on my sheet. But Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II was coronated in which year? Question 9. London hosted the Olympic Games for the third time. So in which year did London host the Olympics for the third time? And then finally, question 10. The Royal Air Force for the United Kingdom was founded in which year? So the Royal Air Force for the United Kingdom was founded in which year? So your final 10 then for the quiz. We've got general knowledge for you to finish off. So 10 random questions. And here we go. Question 1. Which UK football club remains the only side to win the FA Cup whilst being a non-league team? So which UK football club remains the only side to win the FA Cup whilst being a non-league side? Question 2. Which two-person board game has 12 triangles called points on each side of the board? So which two-person board game has 12 triangles called points on each side of the board? Question 3. Which politician served as London Mayor between 2008 and 2016? So which politician served as London Mayor between 2008 and 2016? My leg's gone dead. I normally run around, but if I tilt the camera up anymore, there's blinding light above. Question 4. What is the tallest building in the UK outside of London? So what is the tallest building in the UK outside of London? Question 5. What is the third oldest university in the UK after Oxford and Cambridge? So what is the third oldest university in the UK after Oxford and Cambridge? Question 6. What is the tallest mountain in the UK? So question 6, what is the tallest mountain in the UK? Question 7, Gavin and Stacey was set in Essex and which Welsh town? So Gavin and Stacey was set in Essex and which Welsh town? Question 8, located in Gateshead, what is 66 feet tall and has wings of 177 foot wide? So question 8, located in Gateshead, what is 66 foot tall and has wings of 177 foot wide? Question 9, 2 to go. Question 9, what was the most searched for thing in the UK on Google in 2019? So what was the most searched for thing on Google in the UK in 2019? And I've already mentioned the answer to the final one, question 10. The current world record for an online virtual quiz, according to the Guinness World Record book, stands as A, 16 people, B, 162 people, or C, 1,622 people. So the current world record for an online quiz, according to the Guinness World Records, stands at 16 people, 162 people, or 1,622 people. And that is that. So yeah, I'll give you a couple of minutes if you want to just make sure you've got all your answers down, etc. I'm trying to see some of the comments because I saw quite a few people asking about it. If you want to just mark your answers, make sure you've got all the right answers, or all the right answers. Make sure you've got all your answers down. And then, yeah, I'll be back with you in a couple of minutes. I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to have a gin. I was going to try and keep up with the comments, but they're gone. So, yeah, 92,000 still here. So hello to all of you. Thank you very much for joining in. You know, to those of you who've really enjoyed it, thank you. To those of you who haven't enjoyed it, yeah, I try. This is not what it was supposed to be tonight. It was supposed to be 30 people, not 92,000 on YouTube. And how many have you got on Facebook? About 90,000 on Facebook. So, you know, thank you very much for jumping along and joining us. You know, I say this snowballed from Monday night into Tuesday. So from what I was expecting was about 100 people was, you know, grown to this. So, you know, thank you for all playing along. If it's not been your cup of tea, not a problem. You know, not fussed. You know, I try to cater the questions and what have you to everyone. Sorry, my messenger is pinging off. But yeah, no, thank you very much for joining in. Obviously, we'll go through the answers in a second, but I just want to give you a bit of time so you can make sure that you've got everything. I'll go through the answers. I'll have a bit of a chat. And again, if you know, if you want this to carry, you know, if you want me to do this every week, I really don't mind. It's not a problem. I will make sure that I've got a lot more things in place. Hopefully you can understand I've learned everything this week. This is the first time I've ever done anything live on YouTube. It's the first time I've ever done anything live on Facebook. It's not something that I do every day. This is not presenting quizzes in a pub is something I've done, but presenting quizzes live over a stream, you know, I mean, I've got some great advice from a YouTuber that I know and respect, and he took the time to answer my question yesterday, and I'm very grateful for that. So, you know, he gave me some great advice with this. But yeah, if you want it to carry on, it's not a problem. I'll put the link for the page that I've created that it will carry on with. I'll put that into the Facebook page. I'll add it into the channel description for this later on. Trust me, when I finish the quiz and giving you the answers to these 2 rounds, I'll have a bit of a chat with everyone, try and get through some of the comments, try and say hello to people, and then I'm going to be getting very, very drunk. So, you know, but thank you, like I say, for coming along. The comments are scrolling like mad. When you're ready for me to go through the answers, just either put a thumbs up, say hello, say yes, you know, just Okay, I'm seeing yes, I'm seeing ready, I'm seeing right. Okie dokie. Okay, right. So it's just gone yes. Right, so here then are your answers then for part 2. Your history round was round 4. Question 1, Princess Diana was born in 1961. Sorry, my housemate, this just goes to show you, they genuinely haven't seen the questions tonight. So my housemate's over there just going, oh, I was a year out. So Princess Diana, number 1, was born in 1961. Number 2, the Channel Tunnel opened in 1994. So number 2, the Channel Tunnel opened in 1994. Number 3, Winston Churchill. Well, he became Prime Minister for the first time in 1940. So it was a year into the war that he took over as Prime Minister. That was his first stint. He had 2 stints. Question 4. This was a bit of a trick question. The Millennium Dome was officially opened in 1999 because it was opened on the 31st of December. The Queen and Tony. Question 5, Channel 4 launched across the United Kingdom in 1982. Very good year, that. Sorry, that's a running joke from my quiz teams. I used to present to will appreciate that one.
Andy Peters.
No, it's not Andy Peters. So Channel 4, question 5, Channel 4 launched across the UK in 1982. Question 6, a bomb exploded below the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York. That was in 1993. So the bomb exploded below the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York in 93. Question 7. The first motorway, known as the Preston Bypass M6, opened in 1958. So the Preston Bypass M6, the first UK motorway, opened in 1958. Question 8. I was bound to get one, so I probably got worded this slightly wrong, but Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth was crowned, so it was her coronation. I think most of you picked up on that. It was 1953. So Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth was crowned, so her coronation was in 1953. Number 9, London hosted the Olympics for the 3rd time in 2012. So London hosted the Olympics for the 3rd time in 2012. And finally, in round 4, question 10, the Royal Air Force was founded in 1918. So it was 1918. And then your final answers then were this. Your general knowledge, cue the abuse for this. But which UK football club remains the only side to win the FA Cup whilst being a non-league side? It was Tottenham Hotspur. I think it was the last trophy we won back in 1901, but I might be wrong. I am joking, just to clarify for the Spurs fans who are in here. I know we've won more trophies since then. Not many, but we've won. So yeah, number 1, the answer called points on each side of the board. It's backgammon. So the 2-person board game with 12 triangles called points on each side of the board is backgammon. Question 3, the politician that served as London Mayor between 2000 and 2016, Boris Johnson. Yeah, got a little bit of a bigger job on at the minute than being the Mayor of London. So yeah, number 3, the politician that served as London Mayor between 2008 and 2016 was Boris Johnson. Question 4, the tallest building in the UK outside of London. People from Manchester might know this. It's Deansgate Square, South Tower. So the tallest building in the UK outside of London was Deansgate Square, South Tower. Question 5, the 3rd oldest university in the UK after Oxford and Cambridge is St Andrews, founded in 1413. Question 6, the tallest mountain in the UK was Ben Nevis. So question 6, the tallest mountain in the UK was Ben Nevis. Question 7, Gavin and Stacey was set in Essex and which Welsh town? It was Barry Island. Question 8, located in Gateshead, what is 66 feet tall and with wings of 177 feet wide? It is the Angel of the North. Question 9, the most searched for thing on Google in the UK in 2019 was Game of Thrones. And then your final question. I think we've broken this, but the current world record for an online virtual quiz, according to the Guinness World Records, stands at, was it A, 16 people, B, 162 people, or C, 1,622 people? It was, well, the answer is C, 1,622. So I think in theory we've beaten it, but I don't know what Guinness's requirement was for it. So I very much doubt they'll officially recognise it unless one of you works for Guinness World Records. If you do, drop me a comment or drop me a message through YouTube, or drop me a message if you're on Facebook. Yeah, drop me a message. Let me know if this is possible that we've beaten it, because awesome. So yeah, if you want to add all of your scores together, I guarantee the comments are about to light up going 50 out of 50, 50 out of 50. But you know, hopefully we'll have some honest ones. I'll try and pick out some of the honest ones because it's for fun, and I'm hoping that you've you know, sort of enjoyed it. Against a friend of mine, Jeff, got 25 out of 50. Well done, Jeff. Just sent me a message on Facebook. Well done. That's better than you do normally. Yeah, so we've got some 29. See, there's some honest scores coming through. That's great. Hopefully you've managed to beat the person that you were playing against, or you've managed to... Oh, bless, there was a 3. It wasn't that hard, was it?
Well, yes, my wife says a shout out to Eva and Becky.
Awesome. 27, 16s, 30s. There's some good scores. I was expecting it just to light up and it go 50 out of 50, 50 out of 50. So yeah, I mean, if you did get 50 out of 50 and it was a genuine 50, you know, fair play, well done. Like I said earlier, it was tricky putting this quiz together because normally you've got, you know, what you've got in front of you, you know your regular teams, you know who you've got, and you focus in on them, and you know, might sort of sway towards one team or the other if you want them to have a chance of winning each week. But when you've got, you know, 90 odd thousand on YouTube and 90 odd thousand on Facebook, you know, 180 odd thousand in total, you know, it's tricky to know who's out there. So I know some of the questions might have been harder than you thought, and some of them might have been really, really easy. But you know, I've tried to balance it out a little bit. So, but yeah, if you want this to carry on, I'll put I created a Facebook page for it earlier, just in case. So what I will do is I will put that up on the Facebook event. I'll put that up, and I'll put the link in the discussion in the about part of this. I'm still trying to work out how this all works. I'm getting to grips with it. I've been trying to get to grips with media interest and stuff like that today, because it's been, for the last couple of days, it's been crazy. So, you know, all I can say really is thank you all for coming along. Thank you all for playing. Like I say, I'll stick the link up for the page if you do want to carry on, and if you want it to back on next week, then I'll come back next week. I don't mind. I'll do something with the comments though. I know, in fact, one thing I have seen, there's a couple of people who said if you want us to moderate the comments, we're quite happy to. So probably really opening myself wide open here, but drop me a message on Facebook. It was a public event, so you can just click message button because there are thousands. So yeah, drop me a message, and I'll try and maybe put some moderators in for next week, and we'll make sure that, you know, answers aren't being given away and stuff like that. So, but yeah, if you've enjoyed this, thank you. Thank you for your time. I'll read through the comments and stuff later on. I've only got YouTube comments on a screen behind me, so that's all I can see at the moment. So I dread to think what's been said on Facebook. Hopefully it's been a bit nicer. But, you know, thank you very much for your time. Thank you. And fingers crossed, like I say, if you want this to happen, I'll see you next week. Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just reading the comments. I know it was a bit awkward saying goodbye and then sort of told you I have no idea. No, thank you. I am sort of reading through the comments as quickly as I can, but you know, there's a great deal of them are really, really friendly. So thank you very much. If you have enjoyed it, it's been great. I just saw one there that said, beat my husband. Well done. I hope you didn't mean you beat your husband. I'm hoping you beat him in the quiz. That would have been really awkward. This is my, yeah, I have no filter. And also have a look around as well, because there's a few pub quizzes, virtual pub quizzes that are going on Facebook and stuff. So, you know, if there's, you know, one, if you fancy doing one on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, etc., you know, find them. You know, it's not just about me. What gin am I drinking? Distillery round here. The guys are called Batch at Burnley, so it's just up the road from where I am in Darwin. Very, very nice. This is 55%, and it's starting to go to my head a little bit, but it's great. 26. Scores are still coming in. I like this.
I got 24.
You got 24?
I got 24. Obama, nearly Obama.
My housemate got 24.
No, your housemate's not your wife. I know I've seen a few of them.
Yeah, no, my housemate's not my wife. I have a wife and I have a housemate. When I ran my pub, I had 3 wives. Great fun.
That's big of me.
So,
please explain that better,
not actual wives, just to clarify.
Hi, Stacey.
Right, so on that, yeah, hi Stacey. So on that note, numbers are starting to drop off, so I know the comments are still flying in. So I'm going to switch this one off and switch Facebook off. Thank you very much. Like I say, I'll put the link up for the Facebook page. This channel will stay up anyway, and yeah, I'll probably see you all next week. Thanks very much.